Okay, so now what we're going to do is to contain the head so that as we draw the neck down, the head will go with it also. And so what we're going to do is some point constraint and a orient constraint orient. So the first thing for us to do is to get a center pivot for the head. So I'm going to select the head, and then I'll get my move tool, and then I'm going to go to center pivot. That, because we have this head is made up of the hat and the eyeballs, and so the center is someplace different. I'm going to open this up so that I can see this in two windows, and I'm going to have a front. Well, actually, I think I want to have a side view because I want to see this from the front. So I'll actually turn it to side, and so I can see this head this way, and then I have it in the perspective view. First thing, I want to take this to wireframe so that I can get a better feel of what I'm doing. I'm going to move this pivot so that the pivot is down at the bottom of the head, so that'd be the point of connection. So I'm clicking the insert or home key, and it will turn my my move tool manipulator into a function that will allow me to move it. So I'm moving it all the way down and placing it in place where it sits right at the bottom of the head, right at where the first joint or the last joint meets the head in this project. So that's where it will go. Now I'm going to go and select the last joint. So I go into my outliner, and I want to select the last joint in the body and press shift and select the head, which will then select that point or pivot point that I just selected. And then I'm going to go to, once I get those two selected, I'll go up to constrain. I'm shift selecting the head, and I'm going to go up to constrain and then to point, and I'll go to the option window, and I'm going to take maintain offset. Well, I'm just going to do a reset on that, and then I'm going to apply it, hit apply, and so that will hold the head, joint head, constrain the orient. So the next thing I'm going to do is to orient the head. So I'll close this point, and I'm going, while I still have both of those things selected, I'm going to hit the orient, reset that, and apply it. Now what happens when I apply it is that the orientation turns to the right, and so the head turns right, but we want it to be facing head on. So we're going to have to change the pivot so that the pivot on the manipulator will be faced in the right direction so that it will stay forward when we constrain it, and it will go down in the forward position. But what this actually means is we've got to align this pivot with the pivot of the rest of the body, in this case, or the joints. So there are ways that we can find out which way the points are constrained or orient, and so we'll have to go about looking at that.